sauce. 12-tier cake right there.
Gucci gang, 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 Gucci gang. Spread their racks on.
Hang in there, bud. It's gonna be alright. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is a very, very special day because finally I'm going to teach you how to make kombucha. It's actually not as hard as you think. You're gonna save so much money. All you need is what? Did you think I was gonna? No, I'm just drinking water. All you need is, oh my god, a jar, some cheesecloth, a rubber band, a new rubber band, some SCOBY. This is SCOBY right here. This is the old side, and this is the new layer. Look how shiny it is. It eats up the sugars and converts it into different types of acids, which is going to be great for digestion, and that's why you have that little fizzy taste, almost like beer, because when you ferment things, the bacteria in the yeast is going to release carbon dioxide as a byproduct. So basically it's farting, and when you put it in a bottle, the fart builds up, and that's what gives it its bubbly, almost soda-like taste. I used to call it SCOBY Doo, and then I named it after this kid named Kobe Guo. I called it SCOBY Guo, and now I just call it SCOBY because I think it's cute and it suits it. Bro, imagine if the SCOBY and I were just fighting. Like, let go, some bottles to put your kombucha in after. This one is very easy to come off, but if you put in like beer bottles, it'll be a lot more carbonated. But once this one is full with a lot of pressure of carbon dioxide, it'll just pop off in the middle of the day, and it like gives me a heart attack. 2 cups of organic sugar. I use organic cane sugar, you can use brown sugar. Pretty sure you can use granulated sugar, but it honestly wouldn't be too good for you. So I go with this one. I've stuck by it for the last 3 or 4 years, and it's been working me wonders. And some black tea. This black tea, if you can get it, because this orange pico isn't strong enough. This black tea. This black tea. This, thank you. This black tea. You can use other types of tea like green tea, jasmine tea, but I find that black tea works the best because it has the most caffeine in it. I think 1 cup of black tea is the equivalent of the caffeine in 1/3 of a cup to 1/4 cup of coffee. A pot to put your water in, and of course, water. Enough water to fill up your container. That's it. Okay, so what you're gonna do first is you're gonna boil the water, and then after you boil the water, you're gonna steep the tea bags, turn off the stove, and then wait for it halfway through till it reaches room temperature, and then you're gonna add in your 2 cups of sugar, and you're gonna stir it well. You just wait until it's room temperature, and then you add it into your container with your SCOBY, because if it is hot, you're gonna kill your bacteria and yeast. Because yes, this is a living thing, and this is why it's encouraged when you make and brew your kombucha to give it loving words every day, so that it brews into a beautiful fermented sweet tea that you may enjoy by your backyard because you can't go anywhere else due to quarantine. Cover it over the jar and let it sit for a couple of days. Taste as you go. If it's just you that's drinking it, I would say you can start off with a thin SCOBY. Don't have to wait too long to make it, but again, once you brew it, it's gonna take longer because there's less of that bacteria and yeast to make that tea for you. So let's get started. I'll bring you over to this angle. Man, you really think it's easy if I just clap and it just happens, but really, this is what's happening. It's not as easy as it seems. With a smaller container, which is what I used to make kombucha when I was at university, because it was only for me to drink and occasionally my roommates. I only use this size pot. This is like 1 Vivian head small, and then this is like maybe 4 to 5 Vivian heads small. Or should I say 4 to 5 Vivian heads big, because back in grade 2, this boy told me to move because I had a big head. Yeah. By the way, I will leave all the measurements down below so you don't have to worry about what I'm using. Honestly, it's easier if you just read the description box because I'm gonna be rambling and making jokes because I'm just so funny looking. So how's your day? Is your refrigerator running? No, actually. Is your water running? Yeah? Cool, you better go catch it. Make sure your hands are clean before you handle your SCOBY. You don't want to give it coronavirus, do you? I'm gonna pour this baby out. It's gonna smell very vinegary after you make it a couple of times. And your nose hairs might just cinch off. I'm gonna bring it over to the stove. We're gonna turn this on high and cover it so that the water molecules can build up and it'll heat up faster and bring it to the next state, gas state. Hey, since we're waiting, you wanna check out my SCOBY? Oh my god. That's how thick my SCOBY is at the moment. It's wrinkly. Before the tea boils, I wanted to talk a little bit more without a script of why I got into kombucha. It all started about 4 years ago when I went to Whole Foods with my dad, and we were always very health conscious. We would like to experiment with trying, I guess, like healthier chips, fermented foods like making kimchi, yogurt, not bread, pickles. I didn't really know what kombucha was, but my dad pointed it out in the store, and it just kind of looked like, not a gimmick, but it looked like it was too good to be true. It was like, oh, a really healthy tea that's good for you. And I don't know, my dad kind of grew up being very skeptical about things because he's very anxious, and so I think I took after him just a little bit because I was a little skeptical. So after having it a couple times, it wasn't bad. Like, we really liked the ginger flavored one. That one was really good. Every time we'd go to Whole Foods, we would pick up a bottle of kombucha, and it'd be like a small bottle like this, and it would be for like $10 or more. And so what I did is that I did some research into kombucha and I found out it was a sweet fermented tea and that you could make it at home. And so that's what we did. I told my dad, like, hey, if we can make kimchi, yogurt, pickles, why can't we make kombucha? It seems really easy. So I hopped onto YouTube, I found some videos, and my dad was really against it. He was like, no, like, we'll just buy it at Whole Foods, we'll just buy it at supermarket, like, it's too much work, too much of a hassle. But 4 years later, my dad is like brewing his own kombucha. Like, when I was away at university, he was making his own. And so in a way, kombucha brought us together, and it was a bonding experience for both of us because we were learning how to make something that we loved, that we would always get at Whole Foods and enjoy. And it also helped us stay more health conscious. Kombucha, like any other fermented food, is a probiotic, and so it's great for your gut health. And it's actually been studied, and there's proof that kombucha and other fermented foods is great for your gut health, which directly affects your mental health. So don't just think about this as, wow, this can really help with my constipation, because it can do a lot more. It can help you be happier. Actually, like, it's kind of like, because I guess there's black tea in it, has a little bit of caffeine, it can act as an energy booster. It's great for your gut health. It is acidic, and so it gives you that, I guess, carbonation that you crave from sodas. Back in Jamaica, my dad would drink probably like 2 bottles of Pepsi every day at work. So after introducing kombucha to him, I found that he significantly dropped Coca-Cola. He will only get it at like a sushi buffet because it's free. I found that it's a really easy activity that you can do and experiment with. My dad doesn't really like to flavor, but I personally love flavoring. I have this one, it's called Berry Go Round. This one is about lime. I put a golden kiwi and some lime juice in that one. This one is Yaman, it's lemon. You have to say it like that. And that one was just lemon. If you guys want me to do a separate video on flavoring, please let me know and I can totally do that for you because I love making new flavors, experimenting. My favorite is the ginger lemon and sometimes the lime comes in as a close second. So I added the tea bags. I added 16 tea bags, but you can add less or more depending on your taste. And I think the more you brew your kombucha, the more you'll find a type of taste. Shut up! Thank you. The more you brew your kombucha, the more you'll find out what you prefer. More of a tea taste, more of a sweet taste. It is pretty black. Not to be racist. But I mean, once you go black, you never go back. For tea, that is. Now the tea has come to a boil. You can turn off your fire. You can let this sit here for about half an hour before you add in your sugar. You can turn on your fans. Oh, you like my hair? Thank you. No, don't turn on those fans. Turn on these fans. Because we don't want a fire. You don't want competition. Because you're already hot stuff. Now we can fish out the tea bags. So this is half a cup. We're gonna add in 2 cups. You know, who determined a cup anyways? Every cup is its own little snowflake. Or are we to assume 1 cup has to be the universal cup? This is now 1 cup, 1.5 cup, and roughly 2 cups. Stir. And now we wait until this pot of tea has cooled down to room temperature, and then we're gonna add it to our jar with our SCOBY and just play the waiting game. We wait, we taste as we go, and then we can bottle them up and you're done. Hello? Anyone there? Yep, there's like 1 bacteria and 2 yeast talking back to me. I haven't transferred over this much because in university I don't make this much. I'm on my tippy toes right now. It's still kind of hot, but I'll let it cool down in here. Whoa. Okay. Okay, now. There. Wow. This is gonna make a lot of juice. Hefty.
You don't have to throw all of the juice
Just
in
a
there.
little, right?
Not a little, but as much. But the bottom one dirty. You thought bottom one. The trash on the bottom, you throw away.
Yeah.
Hả? Đưa xuống cho hơi lắm.
Ngồi xe,
Hơi lắm. Hơi lắm. Let me see if they fit up.
Look up there.
Wrap it up, wrap it over. Just wrap it.
Because the more the better, because it takes too long.
Okay, we all like
Don't want that. Hey, hold on. 빨리 있어요.
4 to 6 days later.
Yep, the kombucha's ready. You can get a funnel to help put in tea. Or more my funnel. This isn't gonna work out. Get as close to the top as possible. But leave a little bit of air for the carbonation. Ta-da!